You know, it's tricky talking about the truth. When I was a kid in school, they said, don't let anybody tell you you're wrong. You decide for yourself what's right and what's wrong. And that philosophy sounded pretty good until I actually practiced it, and it led to a lot of selfish living on my part. Then I started to take seriously my faith, encountered God, and realized there's a truth bigger than me. If you want to look for ultimate spiritual truth, then you have to ask yourself the question, is there a truth that applies to everybody whether they believe it or not? Gravity's kind of like that. You may not believe in gravity, but don't jump off a cliff. But what about spiritual truth?
I can't say most of my friends seek spiritual truth. Well, I guess I take that back. Some of them are into a Zen kind of workout thing that they feel helps reduce their anxiety.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I have a friend who believes in the flat earth theory, but that doesn't make it true.
Okay, so if someone believes in something that isn't true, do you think that it hurts them?
Yeah, I do. People base their lives on things that they believe to be true, whether it's philosophical, political, but if it's spiritual, that changes things. That affects the next life, the afterlife. And you really wouldn't want to get that one wrong.
Yeah, but we don't even know if there is an afterlife. Science can't prove that one way or another.
Many religions claim to know the truth about what comes next after life, and others even claim it to be whatever they want it to be. But what if, just like gravity, there's one truth that is true for everyone, whether they believe it or not?
It's really important to understand spiritual truth. I believe there is one spiritual truth for all people, whether they believe it or not. And that's why we want to share that truth in this blog. But spiritual truth can't be discovered scientifically. It's more of a heart quest. You got to be open. You have to let God touch you in your heart, be convicted, and pursue that truth. The God I believe in loves you as He loves all people. And it's a powerful and wonderful thing to get to know my God.
Not the old Christianity thing. People are moving away from that these days. It's so irrelevant.
Irrelevant? I don't care if it's relevant. I care if it's true. You have to admit that if Christianity is true, if Jesus is the Son of the one true God, if Jesus died for our sins and rose again, if the largest faith system in the entire world is true, then how sad for those who miss it.
Yeah, but that's the thing about all these religions. They're right, everyone else is wrong, there's no room for debate. You have to take it or leave it.
I get what you're saying, but think about it this way. For God who created the entire universe to say, this is how I made it. I died for you. Please don't miss that. Take it, don't leave it. That's more than fair to me.
Okay, but why does it have to be your God and your truth? What makes your truth true and everyone else's truth false?
Because it's not my truth, it's God's truth. And for a person to know that, you have to know Him. A person has to take a risk on being personal with God in hopes that they might find ultimate truth.
So if you want to discover spiritual truth, truth that's true for everyone, whether they believe it or not, then you need to consider the one true God. So ask yourself this: which God says I love you and I want to have a relationship with you? Which God says love one another? Which God says take care of the poor and the needy? Which God says build hospitals and churches and orphanages and schools for boys and girls? Which God says I created you and I have a purpose for you? It's the God of the Bible, and His Son is Jesus, and you can get to know Him. If you want to know more, please contact us with the information at the end of this video. Because although Christianity may be a global force with great impact, the fact is, it's also extremely personal.